The Shade in the City. I'm your girl Trees here. And of course, I have my lovely co-star with me today, the wonderful VACAY-JayTV. How you doing?
What up? 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 How we do?
Good. Welcome everybody in the chat. Sweet Tea, CJ Harrison, Kendall, DeMarcus. I'm just running down real quick. Thank you so much for the super chat, $5 super chat. Imagine if Breeze told Rock that DEFCON was his father. Rock would have been shook and spooked. Kanan should have asked Breeze if Vernon start. Who the hell is Vernon? Look, did we go back to Beyond again? Did we go back to Beyond again? Thank you for the other flat out. Tiana and Jarita is honest and loyal 304. Team Jarita, Kanan, and Jarita storyline is replacing and Prunella. I absolutely agree. And yes, I've heard her name. But yeah, y'all, thank y'all so much for being here. Do you hear that echo?
I hear a little echo. You guys hear echo?
I hear a little bit. I hear a little bit of it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know where. I think it might be coming from you. Are you having on another screen?
No. Hold on. Let me see something. Shoot the audio guy.
Hey, Universal.
What about now?
No, I don't hear it.
Okay, cool.
Hey, Ali C. Hey. Yeah, there's an echo. Okay, thank you. See, that's why y'all virtual co-hosts. Okay, y'all keep us straight, and we appreciate y'all for that. And hey, Breeze.
Hey.
What's up, y'all? As y'all can see, the name of this episode, we're doing Raising Kanan, season 5, episode 4, Pawns and Rooks. Shout out to the Gemini for giving me a great thumbnail. Okay. Yes, word. Thank you. Vernon Starks is DEFCON's brother. Okay, thank you. Hey, itty bitty. So yeah, y'all, if you haven't already, wherever you watching from, please make sure you've hit the like button. And if you haven't went on ahead to the other side and subscribe, please go ahead and do so. Okay, what you waiting on? And if there's a hype in the heart, in your heart tonight, okay, in the house tonight, y'all go ahead and hype us up. All right, and y'all, let's go ahead. Let's not waste no time, and because this was actually a pretty good episode. What would you rate this episode?
A 20,000. One of the best episodes. Yeah. Yep.
I'm gonna give it. I think that's a bit, high of a rating, but I'd give it a solid. I'd give it a solid 8.5. 8.5. Am I rating too low? Y'all let me know.
I'm gonna plug you into what you're missing with those 2 points off. I'm gonna plug you in. So why?
He said 8. Okay. Hey, SG. All right. Well, when we come back, we're gonna get into it. Why I give it an 8.5, and let's get shady, y'all.
From skyline pain, shade in the city, true hits like a banger. I said it, I meant it, no need for disclaimers. Haters right away, but they just false claimers. Concrete beats are heavy like cinder. Looking for one, but the streets feel winter. No filters, no edits, I'm raw with my splendor. My life a movie, they watching the trailers. I'm not gonna hold you. Shade in the city, the life in the mood. You like and subscribe if you're feeling the vibe. This is my word, I just let you inside. City, I'm not gonna hold you. Shade in the city, my words gon' console you. Like and subscribe if you're feeling the vibe.
Wow, Breeze said 7.5. I see some 9s in the chat. SG gave it a 10. Okay.
That's right.
A lot of feelings. All right. Well, we start off the episode, Taz pulling up with Kanan and his boys on the corner, and he lets them know that, y'all wasn't on y'all stuff, and that's why your other corner got hit. And so he suggests that, you need to get a handle on that. So Kanan said, I know how it went down, and I don't need to answer to you anyway. And so Taz said, you talk when I tell you to talk, and directs Kanan, boys, y'all better protect y'all block. And I said, well, y'all better listen. Is anybody here scared of Taz? Because I'm not. Even as I'm watching, I'm like, you do nothing. I see why Kanan was just like, okay, God.
Yeah, he did the right thing and not bucking on him right there, but he could have, and nobody would have cared.
Yeah, no, he could have knucked if he would have bucked, and yeah,
Breeze would have cared because he still got other business to handle that Kanan can't handle right now. So yeah, all in due time.
Even the whole we're brothers, we're happy, and we're singing, and we're colored. Like, I was just like, really, this is what we're gonna do. But anyway, not to skip ahead. So then we
skip way ahead.
I'm sorry. Because if that's why y'all are giving this a 9 or a 10, That was not it for me. I was like,
that wasn't the reason, but
it was a nice, cute surprise. That's why I gave it like a 0.5. That's why.
With that right there, when we get to it, I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get back to it. But the reason is because it's a freaking lie. That's the biggest thing, because it's all a lie. All of it. That's what we're gonna get to. We're gonna talk about it.
I feel hoodwinked and bamboozled.
It's on Kanan's side, it's a lie. You know that, right?
Yes, I knew that, but on Breeze's side, I didn't think
Even on Breeze, come on, think about it. Breeze lied about him about dude being short. Come on, man. That's why it's the 10, because it's all a lie. Come on, man.
Yeah, this is a scheme that Todd set up to come to us with the bullshit. Okay. So we see Marvin down at the church talking to Pastor. I forgot the pastor's name. Forgive me. Asking if he knows if people make it to heaven. Basically, do heaven got a ghetto? Okay. And so Pastor said he don't know. He can't tell. But he said he just try to get people prepared the best they can. But he said, but I can't tell you where they end up. And so Marvin said, well, I'm not sure about Lou's situation as far as heaven's concerned. So Pastor said, well, what you need to be worried about is your own damn heart and where that's at. And he said, I think you need to come to service on Sunday. And Marvin says, yeah, nah, I don't know how I feel about that. And so he said, is God going to judge my daughter because of my bullshit? And Pastor said, no. Juke's journey is going to be her own. And he advises him, no matter who he is and what he's done, God forgives everybody. And Marvin lets him know, I ain't everybody. So what do you think about this scene?
I thought he needed to add on, come to church and don't forget your contribution.
Oh, not no. And see, that's the one thing, again, I can't remember his name, but I think that, he's a good pastor. He ain't out here.
I think he is. I don't think he's like a schemy ass pastor that just want money.
Right.
Yeah.
He's not like the pastor from what's his name? The Shot.
I just admire Marvin again over the past 5 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
His character arc is all about, I want to improve. I want to do better.
Mm-hmm.
The streets keep calling me. I keep popping cats. I keep doing side deals, but I want to do better. I want to do better. You know what I mean? Even though he messed up supremely with Juke in the beginning and beating her down with that whole, but he made up for it. He's making up for it. So
Pastor Evans, thank you, DeMarcus. That's one thing. And it's so funny that you say that, because I literally left this episode feeling like, I know people are like, damn, Lou's gone, but I ain't even gonna hold you. I've always enjoyed Marvin.
Yes.
And because of that, he always tries to get better, but he's very loyal. It's just certain characteristics about him that I'm like, it's dependable, but at the same time, he also shows you a new side of him where he's like, I could be different as well.
He's a human being. That's what I like. That's why he's one of my favorite characters. He is flawed. He knows he's flawed.
Oh, see, right, blatant truth. And hey, dear, welcome. Yeah. And Mark, I don't know, DeMarcus, why you keep trying to take out my favorite character? I just really don't like that. I agree with you, Kendall. So then we see, look, let me watch me mess his name up. We see Rock meet with Joaquin.
Hakeem. I put the Hockin on that bread.
Okay.
Hakeem.
Well, look, at least I didn't call him Joaquin. Okay. So
that would have been better.
So she meet up with him and let him know, I'm doing business in Manhattan now. So we ain't really got to worry about Stefano. And, Joaquin advises that Manhattan is real competitive and the prices is always moving, and reminds her that he made that clear when he put her in touch with Mr. Bernardi. So Rob tells him that, I got clientele and they're not worried about the price. She said, product and services is good here, as long as it's provided. All right. And she lets him know that the unseasoned folks, y'all know what I mean by unseasoned. Okay. They love that powder. And since they done business before, she feels like, this should be easy for them. And he said, yeah, but we got a complicated past. And so Rock said, okay, but I'm talking about the future, not the past, sir. Why you living back there?
Why you got to bring up old shit? That's
right. She said, I'm trying to get you paid. And so she tells him, if you're not interested, please understand there is several other Dominicans on the block that would want to get down with me. And so he said, all right, you got me. I'm interested. I ain't gonna turn down no money.
I'm always interested. Come on, I'm always interested.
Right.
I don't like the way he talks. It's just kind of funny, but
you know what? If we can keep him where he is, like we don't need to see more of him. We don't need to see just keep him where he is. I'm okay with Joaquin or Hakeem.
Hakeem.
Okay. all that in the back of your throat is doing something to me. So then we see Juke meet up with Garcia so he can collect, but he notices, there's some money missing. And so Juke assures him, look, I'm working on the rest. I'm trying to get this money by tomorrow. And so he tells her, this is not in a firm Klarna type of situation. This is not an installment plan. And warns Juke that you need to understand how serious this is. So Garcia talks about, putting himself on the line. And I said, what? How are you putting yourself? I was so confused by that. I said, how are you putting yourself on the line, but you hustling this girl for some money? Can you anybody help me understand that?
He's putting himself on the line by doing a deal with Juke and doing this underhanded things that cops are not supposed to do.
But what is he doing? What has he done for Juke? That's what I'm confused about.
He's done a lot. He had found out he ID'd Crystal, and he got a lot of information for Crystal. I mean, not Crystal, for Juke. So he's been going undercover and getting stuff when she asks.
Okay, I guess I missed that part.
Yeah. But he's also now extorting and getting money from his criminal informant or confidential informant. He's not supposed to do that as a cop. He's not supposed to take money from a confidential informant.
I know that part, but I'm just like, when he's like, oh, and I don't know. I was just like, okay, you're putting 20 on 10.
You thought he was just putting too much mayonnaise on it.
Right. Nobody likes too much mayo on a sandwich.
Right. He's like, I'm putting myself on the line, so you need to make sure I get paid.
Right.
Well, when you do deals with cops like that, you better make sure. That's what even Marvin said that. You better make sure you get paid.
And so he tells you, look, this is a grown-up business, and when grown-ups don't pay their bills, bad things happen. And he demands that he get him his money or he gonna cut off her water. And I said, not you being the water man. Oh no.
Yeah.
You know the people at the water plant and you gonna shut it off. What is going
cut
on?
Off your water.
Even though I know that's not what he meant. Hey Stacy. D says she disagrees. What info has he got? Okay, well, hopefully Vacay answered that for you.
Go watch it back. I ain't answering nothing. Go back and watch
you gotta go back in the day.
Okay, go back to the season.
Right.
No disrespect.
Hey, so then we go see Rock goes to see Bernardi, right? And she said, I'm here to give you your piece of the pie. And so he mentions how, business is really booming, and Rock tells him there's still more room to grow. And so he asks Rock, where have you been my whole life? And I love when she was like, Queens. Okay. So then he sits her down and says that, that's kind of part of the problem here. And he said, I need you to do me a favor by, go talk to Stefano and see if y'all can come to some type of understanding. Simple as 1, 2, 3. Understanding is what I mean. You know what I'm saying? And y'all like how I did that, right?
Y'all know the song that she's singing. Huh? That's what I want to know. I want to know if they know. I know, but do they know the song that you are?
I would hope that everybody in the chat knows Escape Understanding.
If you are Black, you better know that song.
I was gonna say. Now, if you're a saltine, I'll forgive you, but so
a clear, unseasoned,
whatever you want to call it. So he said, I'm hoping y'all understand it because he been making noise about our arrangement and it's becoming aggravation. And I got enough of that in my own life. So Rock insists, well, I've already spoken to him, ain't nothing left to say. And Bernardi said, well, Stefano's feelings are hurt like a little batch. Okay. And because went across the East River and he's complaining to the powers that be. And I said, well, who are they? That's what I really wanted to know. Who are the powers that be?
The upper Italianis, you know what I'm saying? The round table Italianis that's over him. All right.
Gotcha. And so he suggests that, a little kindness goes a long way and said, just go show him some respect so he can calm down. And Rock feels like, so he want me to kiss the ring that I paid for. I love that line took me out. I said, girl, you better say something. Because that's exactly what you wanted.
I didn't like Pino in this moment because just last episode, the dude was like, I don't care what you think, Stefano. Now it's like, oh, because of the powers that be, can you go talk to him? Like, come on, man. I thought you was back in rock. I thought you was behind it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You was down for it. So now it's like, you
No,
just.
I agree. Well, you know, my issue with the whole situation is I don't like the fact that I understand this is back, you know, back in the day, 80s or whatever. But I just felt like asking her to go bow down to this Italian man that's clear. And after, you know, they done already had it out and said what they needed to say. I was just like, why does she have to humble herself?
You know why? Because she's unclear. She's not
because
clear.
she's seasoned.
And she has a vagina. So you put
thank you for saying it. On top of that, what do people say? The most disrespected person in this world.
You know what I mean?
Black woman. Okay.
Black woman. So you a black woman in our business, because that's how they see it, as our business, not your business.
Right.
You bring in business to me, but this is our business. We run this. Like, see? Disrespectful. Go kiss my cousin's butt, please. So we can continue.
Because he probably is related to him. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's like the cousin that you don't really like, but you know what I mean? But y'all still family and there's loyalty there. Yeah. So then we see one of Kanan's boys. Now, I thought this was real interesting because I have played chess. My boo plays chess. My son plays chess. I've never seen anybody play chess by themselves.
Yeah.
Like, now, don't get me wrong. When I was younger and it was just me, I played a lot of board games, maybe some Chutes and Ladders, Candyland by myself. I ain't never tried to play checkers by myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, you got to talk to the RZA. The RZA plays chess by himself, and you know.
The RZA and the Jizza and the Shizza.
Well, the Shizza? What member is that?
look, embarrassing moment. I used to think Redman was part of that group, so don't judge me.
Whoa. Okay.
So one of Kanan's boys comes to drop off some money to Breeze and ask him, you know, you heard about what went down with Kanan and Taz the other day, and he explains, you know, they was out there beefing. And says, you know, but Kanan held it down and suggests, you know, but things might get heated again because, you know, ain't no love between them. And then Breeze ain't listening because he playing himself in chess. And I said, well, yeah, you got to focus on the next move that yourself is going to make. So I understand.
He was listening. He definitely was.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we see Rock go to Stefano, as Bernardi asked. And Stefano lets her know that, look, I already told Pino there was no point in us talking. And Rock says, and I told him the same damn thing, but I'm here because he asked me to and said, you know, and I respect the people that I work with. So Stefano said, well, you don't even know what respect means, before telling Rock that, you know, he got a new business partner and mentions Breeze, which, you know, Rock already knows about because she, you know, stay up on it. And so she said, okay, well, you know, if you happy working with Breeze, why you still out here complaining to Bernardi like some sorry ninja that can't get past the breakup? When I tell you this ate for me, the dialogue in this scene ate down. Okay.
Oh yeah.
And so Rock tells him, you know, the issue's over between us. Okay. Move on. And so Stefano warns Rock, look, don't you ever talk to me like that. Okay. You got me that. All right. And he said, I don't care who you partner with. I will put you in the ground. And so Rock said, okay, so why you want me here? Why did you tell him you want to talk? And so finally he admits he wants a piece of her business with Pino. And Rock said, and tells her to consider it a breakup fee. I said, when did we start doing this?
Right.
Okay. I said, she done gave the ring back. What you mean? So Rock reminds him that, you know, she didn't leave anything and he's the one that's, you know, deaded their deal. All right. And so she tells him she earned for him and held up her end of the bargain. So she says she isn't breaking him off and prepares to leave when Stefano said, well, I should have took you and Marvin out when I had the chance. And Rock said, you should have. And so Stefano warns, look, Pino can't protect you forever. And Rock says, F forever. Okay, I'm here right now.
What? I'm here right now. What you want? Yeah, I was like, yeah, let's go. I love that part too, because she was like, I'm calling your bluff. What you gonna do, son?
Right.
I'm here in your face.
And she said, you need to run your business and I'll run mine before she walk up out of there. And I said, you know what? That's a bad mamma jamma. Okay.
She's a bad mamma jamma.
Go ahead. Then we move on. Well, we're doing pretty good, I think. So then we not that I was keeping, you know, track.
Okay.
I'm just saying, I thought we were doing pretty good moving along here.
Keep it up. Keep it up.
Then he goes to see Breeze and tells him the Taz came up short and he needs to be checked. So Kanan said, I got it. And so you got to help me out. I believed him.
You believed him.
I did believe Breeze.
So did Kanan to a certain extent, but also Kanan just needed to me, this was like a green light for Kanan to do what he really wanted to do, which was to F Taz up. You know what I mean? So this part is believable. It's believable.
Okay. I just want to make sure I wasn't too far off track.
No. It's believable. It's very because this kind of was a discussion before earlier in the season. Like Taz was coming up short or Taz didn't handle the business right or something like that. So for him to say it now, it's like, okay, well, that makes sense.
But didn't last episode he sent Taz to be on top of Kanan? Remember that? And was like, and put him on his corner boys. That was the whole thing. That's why he was like, you ain't protect your corner. So you think that was also part of the setup?
No.
Okay. That's
that was just like, just make sure he good. That's it. You know what I mean?
And they said Breeze's forehead is so big. Y'all
you guys are terrible.
Hey, Karima.
What's up? Jay's a gem. What's going on, Karima? What's going on, fam?
Right.
DJ.
So then we get Marvin. He's at Rock's letting her know he only heard about Breeze. He ain't laid eyes on him yet. And Rock says, well, Stefano was all on Breeze's dick. Okay. And if Kanan is working with Breeze, that means he's working with Stefano too. So she tells Marvin they're in a good spot right now and they can't let anything mess this up.
Yeah.
And she lets him know that, she signed the papers to get rid of them all. So they have that cash too. And Martin said, who bought that piece of shit?
That was funny.
That was funny. So that's what I'm saying. You can always count on him for comedic relief, but also sincerity. Like he's just so well-rounded as an actor.
He's authentic.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so Rock lets him know that it was bought by somebody overseas, which I think y'all said in last week's chat that who was it gonna be? I forgot. Somebody was it you, DeMarcus? Who did you say they sold it to in last week's chat? Because I felt like it was you. That it was gonna be, I think the guy that she's working with now.
Oh, the Afghanis.
Yeah, they think it's gonna be them. Maybe I'm wrong. Correct me in the chat.
Okay.
So she warns Marvin that Stefano's gonna make a move on us, so we need to get in front of it. And so Marvin said, "All right, I've been telling you that you late to the party. I've been." And she said, "But it can't be our people who do it because we got to protect ourselves with Pino." And Marvin said, "Well, he gonna know who it is no matter who we get to do it." And I said, again, very smart. So Rock admits he is gonna know, but we need to give him enough cover to act like we ain't had nothing to do with it. Okay, our name is Bennett and we ain't in it. So Marvin suggests that he reach out to Memphis, or maybe they call him Memph Hits. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a hitter. You know what I mean? And then and they'll
that was cute. That was cute.
Thanks. And then they'll see if the Saltines want it. All right. And so Rock says F it and directs Marvin, go ahead and make that call.
Yeah.
And then when I saw Memphis, I said, what happens if he has to run?
Right. I said the same thing. I'm like, why you
like he would be one of those cops that chase you but didn't get out of breath.
Too many donuts. I'm just saying, why is this? How is this guy a hitter? Okay, what is he hitting cows? Like,
right.
What is he hitting?
He said, ain't no phone in Memphis.
My question, and I'm not trying to be mean to anybody, you know what I'm saying? I'm not fast shaming or anything, but how are you a hitter? And I can see you from a mile away, especially with that big old country bunking hat. Bruh, who you hitting?
Wait till we get there, because when he said that joint, I said, I know what he wanted to say. I I can ad-lib what he was saying in his head.
His mind, right.
But but yeah, we love the pleasantly plump over here. We don't just.
Hey, I used to be a bigger man. Yeah. Okay.
So look, I used to be a little. What's the word? Husky. Okay. So you said, ooh.
Okay.
So Tiana laid up at Kanan's apartment, asked him, you know, you've been seeing other escorts. I said, I feel like that's none of your business because this is a paid situation and you already are doing too much. But Kanan admits that, you know, I ain't really done that before. You might, you know, you the first. And so he asked her, you know, how you got into this lifestyle.
Yeah.
Tiana said, you know, she has a brother that's special needs and a grandmother in rehab. And she has, and her bachelor's in psychology isn't getting the bills paid. And I said, oh, yeah, that is awful. So I said, you got a whole degree and you still,
man, that's terrible.
That's
awful. You had to go sell your booty. But sorry.
You know what though? I mean, that don't mean nothing because remember what's the girl from the old Power that was a real big hoe, even though she was the psychology girl.
You talking about Professor
Carrie?
Yes.
So maybe psychology come with selling ass, not offending anybody.
I don't think she was selling it. She just was a fiend. She was a nympho. She was a nympho. This university was paying over 100,000, but she was a nympho.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So she lets him know that, you know, Flossie takes care of her. And so Kanan said, oh, is that your pimp? So Tiana avoids this question and says, you know, she got to get back to work. And Kanan questions, well, what work do you got in the middle of the day? What type of niggas is these that they out here, you know what I'm saying, and needed in the middle of the day? And so Tiana said, you know, it's a few of us girls. We got a little side hustle going on. She admits, you know, we out here moving dope. And I said, why are you telling this John your business?
All it took was 2 strokes, 2 times, because one was in the hotel. Now it's in the apartment. So now she wide open. Nobody's brought me to their apartment before.
Right. Hey, King Retro.
Yeah.
Karima said, why is that pic with Jarita's face in his armpit?
Good pick. And he like, look at his face.
I be trying to click and I be trying to type and give my notes.
Look at his face. Look at his face, though. He looks like he's enjoying it. That's a freaking move right there.
You know, I love Carrie talking about, Kendall talking about Carrie was liberated. Okay, girl.
What?
Hey, Steven, y'all be cracking me up. Okay.
She was sexually liberated? Okay.
Okay.
That girl was a hoe.
A big hoe.
Sleeping with the students.
Okay.
Remember?
Yeah, no, that's what I said. Is that connected psychology and coochie? Is that a thing?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yes, please hit that like button.
Thank you.
Y'all are tripping this chat. Y'all know y'all don't make us no better. Y'all make us worse.
Right.
Okay? Y'all make us worse.
You encourage the foolishness.
Right. So anyway, so basically she told him she moving the dope and she was like, and why am I telling you all my business? And so Kanan said, because you like me. And so Tiana said, and I do. And so Kanan said, well, you know, blow off the delivery for the day and kick it with me. And she said, I can't do that. So he pulls out a stack of money, said, I'm about to leave it on the dresser. And so, of course, she changes her mind about that. Look, hoes wear dresses too.
Yeah, like, come on, you gotta hold the line. That was the funniest line, though.
That was bars. That was
that's what he said. He was like, hoes don't wear dresses, yo. I'm just trying to be nice.
And he was like asking a real question.
He was sincere.
He was like, hoes don't wear dresses. Last time I checked, all the hoes I seen wore dresses.
I know you're a hoe. I pay for you. Okay, so. But I think there's an ulterior motive here. I don't think he's just getting ass.
Oh, no, I think it's going to get deeper. I mean, obviously.
You know what it's for. Yeah.
We're going to have DeMarcus screaming in the chat. You know, that's what's his name's mama. I like literally the whole time. Once she gave him her real name and not her stripper name, I said, God. And I said, DeMarcus ain't going to let us hear the end of that shit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it blew our mind. And on top of that, this is a plot to get Brock back.
Right.
Yeah.
So then we get Myth Hits and his boys, okay?
Jesus.
We show up like a rhinestone cow.
Oh, boy.
And like I said, you can see him from a mile away, but you know, the vibe that he was giving me, even when he touched down and Marvin said something about a farm, and he said, oh, we ain't got no farms in Memphis. You know what I thought he wanted to say?
What?
We got plantations.
Ooh.
That's how he looked at that man. I was waiting for him to say it, but I guess maybe he might be scared too.
Yeah, he looked like he would say something like that.
Yeah, he gave me that vibe. Like he gave me that he wasn't black friendly.
And that's why Marvin was like, "All right, man, just get in the car, let's go."
Right, get in my car. Kanan decides he gonna take Tiana shopping. He tells the store clerk, just throw it in the bag, whatever she wants. She can have whatever she like. Y'all see that? Y'all got 2 in 1, a 2 for 1.
Oh.
And so Tiana overhears this, and suddenly she said, "I'm ready to go." And so he's confused as hell. Because he said, "I got money to blow." And so he goes after her, and he was like, "What's up?" And she said, "I think you messing with me, and you think by buying me a few dresses that you can turn a hoe into a princess." And I said, "Well, I'm glad that you have self-awareness."
She's very aware of what she does and how she does it.
Right. Okay. And so she tells him, "This isn't real." And Tiana is like, "You're just like all the other guys, and you're trying to turn me into something that I'm not." And so she reminds Kanan that, you paid me. All right. And Kanan said, "So hoes don't wear dresses?"
Funny as hell. Great lines. But this is a perfect example, once again, of can't turn a hoe into a housewife.
Right. Well, but you may be able to turn her into a baby mama. So, definitely. Right. So this makes her chuckle a little bit, and Kanan lets her know how he feels like she's in her head, not his. He don't feel that way about her. So Tiana mentions that, "Nigga, you don't even know my real name." And that's when we learn that her real name and not her stripper name happens to be Jarita. Okay.
Jarita.
And that's supposed to be Sean's mama, right?
Oh, yeah.
I like that. And so shout out to you, DeMarcus, because you have been screaming it from the mountaintops. And you were right, sir, that she is Sean's mom. So, woohoo, confetti. I don't know what this means for us later on. Because
good job, buddy.
Honestly, they could have took her. Hopefully she serves some purpose more than just being the hoe, because she's really not that interesting to me.
Yeah. I want to know more. Just like you said, I want to know what else is she going to be good for.
Oh, not true. OG talking about she visited him in room 304. If she really, if that's real, like, you're gonna make me go back and rewind it. And if that's real, that's crazy that they did that.
That would be wild.
That's wild. But then shout out to production if they did think of that far ahead.
It's probably 50.
So then I'm skipping ahead because I don't have a thumbnail for this or a screenshot, but Marvin does drive Memphis and his boys by Stefano's house and warns him that he does have a little piece of security, but it's nothing too heavy. And then he takes them by the restaurant and asks them if they have any questions or thoughts, and Memphis responds, "It is what it is." And Marvin warns, "All right, well, you're only gonna get one crack at this work." And even that, I was like, he seems too uninterested.
Who, Memphis?
Yeah.
That's how they do in the South. That's how the Memphis people do. They're just like, okay, all right, I just need the information. Give me the intel. And I'm
I just felt like there were so many. I don't know. For me, from the minute he got off that bus, I knew he was an op. Like, I knew he was an op.
You knew he was an op?
Yes.
Well, you knew you had the feeling that he was a racist. That's number one. But
so why would I go help these black folks when there's this white man? That's why so as soon as I picked up on that, I said, "Oh, he's an op. He's not working for them."
Yeah. But he didn't seem friendly at all. So yeah, I get what you're saying.
So then we get Breeze and Rock. They link up at the park in the dark. Oh yeah, but not for that reason. Not for that reason.
Definitely not.
And so she said, "I need to know who you is, where you from, and what you and Kanan doing." And Bree said, "You know what? I think that's funny that Kanan's fine mama got questions." Okay. So Rock tells him, "Look, I need to understand you and what you think you're doing." And Bree said, "Excuse me, ma'am, I don't answer to you." And tells Rock, "I'm meeting you out of respect because I know you meant something out here for a little while, but I'm not here to be interrogated." And so he lets her know, it's always uncomfortable having a woman in the game because, the YNs only care about two things: females and money. Okay. And so he knows that the next YN on the corner is thinking the same thing that he is. And he said, but it's a little different when a lady is on the other side because she's not checking for the hoes. Okay. And that's why, and he said, and that's not why you're in it. It says that means, and he said, and that means I don't know what you thinking. And she said, okay. And so Rock said, okay, I might not be on these blocks no more. They might, but I am the block. I said, you better tell this little motherfucker what it is.
I bees the block.
Okay, I bees the block.
Word.
So she said, I'm known and I know. And as long as you messing around with Kanan, I got my eye on your little ass.
He watching your ass.
So she tells him that, you know, he was right. She don't think about hoes, and all she thinks about is money, and nobody's gonna ever get in the way of her money. So Breeze lets Rock know that, look, I know it was you that hit us up on the 150 and asked, you know, why you messing with our corner, man? Mm-hmm. You know, I love that he respects his elders.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so Rock, right. And so Rock explains, because you out there and I'm not. And he said, oh, so you still salty because Kanan is making money without you? And Rock said, I don't like anybody making money without me. And so Breeze tells her, look, well, our money is Stefano's money, and says that, and you know that already. And so Rock lets him know that, look, I'm here, I'm there, and I'm everywhere. And you can tell Kanan I said that. Go back and run tell that, nigga.
How selfish are you? You making money, so I don't want you to make money, so nobody can make money. Greedy as hell.
So then we get this other scene that I didn't feel the need to get a screenshot for, which is Kanan. He ends up basically doing the same thing that his mama's doing, and he ends up rolling up on one of Flossie's girls. Thank God I got her name by the end, because otherwise she would have been one of Flossie's girls, but her name is Kirsten or Kristen or whatever. So she's coming out of Cafe View. All right. And she and he got, you know, he pull up on her real quick, and she's like, please don't do whatever you want. And so Kanan said, okay, that's good, because we're gonna need you to do some shit. All right. Now Martin at the same time is down at the Cafe View with you. And
Marvin.
they happen, and you know, she starts to talk to him about Garcia. And Marvin said, why are you out here talking to cops? And so Juke explains that Garcia wants to find out who put down Howard. And she said, I didn't say nothing, but, you know, I've been trying to get this man to leave me alone. So Marvin said, okay, let me reach out to one of these new lawyers that we got and have them send a letter or something. And so I love how he knows what needs to be done, but he never has the proper term for it.
Never.
Never. So Juke suggests, I said, it's the ghetto legal system for me. So Juke suggests, well, maybe Garcia can help us because, you know, he knows things and can find out, you know, and keep us a step ahead. And so she admits, you know, I've been paying him to, you know, step off, but also give me, you know, pieces of information. And Marvin tells you, you know what, you a wild girl. All right, I was trying to keep you out this BS, but you done turned out to be a little gangster on me. I like that. Go ahead, girl. And so then she finally admits what had happened was, you know, Garcia needs some more money. Okay, and it's more than I got right now. And so Martin, and so Marvin said, well, how's that working out for you? He said, she's not good. Okay. And she said, but I was hoping, Daddy, dearest father,
Daddy,
that you can help me out a little bit. And Marvin said, nah, that's your deal. That's your debt.
That's it. That was a great line.
Now that was the bar.
And then he took a drink after that. Yep.
I said, and what my whole thing is, we know that, you know, Juke is his world. So for him to treat her like that, like I was shocked. I was like, really, Marvin?
I wasn't shocked because Marvin is an OG.
And he wants her to take care of herself.
Yeah, you go in that street business, I'm going to treat you like you in street business. So I think it's a great thing that he does this, because if he did like give her the money, he would enable her. You know what I'm saying? She would never learn how to really be a street person. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Okay. Life lessons. Look, Dexter said Martin was proud of her. I guess life lessons. I don't know. I was like, damn, Marvin, what happened to all this finding your Jesus and your purity of your heart?
He's still street.
Basically told Juke to kiss your ass.
He's still a street ninja. He's still a street ninja.
You say he's still a street ninja at the end of the day. And so then, well, before this scene, we get one of Flossie's clients. Thank you. Somebody said in the chat, because I did not know this man's name. It was, who was it? Judge Anton. So we see one of Flossie's clients, or Judge Anton, dancing around his house higher than Cooter Brown, when Flossie's girl Kristen shows up with some work. So he immediately notices, and he said, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do you. And after he consumes it, next thing you know, he start bleeding all out the nose and start coughing before he fall out on the floor. And, you know, as Cardi said, what is it? Name from 5 beat songs in 5 seconds. One shot in the head.
You know that was Kanan's old work, right? Remember the first mix that Kanan did that was taking everybody out all across town? This is a couple of seasons back.
Oh, because that's the one that took out Juke's girl.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Thank you. I was like, what happened to the product?
That's right.
Okay. Yep. That makes a lot of sense. Okay.
That's right, Kendall. Yep.
Okay. So she runs out scared, and that's when Kanan tells her, you go let Rock know I did it. Tell her my name is written all over this. I said, okay.
That's right. Say my name. Say my name.
Okay. Even when people are around you. Okay. Now, so then we see Memph hits, and you know, he goes, oh, first of all, what I skipped over, Memph hits done popped his boys in the head.
Yeah.
He done took both his boys out. So he had no loyalty to nobody but his damn self, for real.
Were you surprised?
No.
No?
No.
Because you initially was like, oh, he a snake.
Who? Him?
Yeah.
No, I wasn't surprised that he took the boys out. I was surprised. Now, I will say I was a little shocked that he went back to this. But again, because I had picked up on it from the jump that he don't like our kind.
He don't like his own kind. He like green kind. That's what he like.
Right. That's what kind he like. That's what I said. He has no right. True OG. No.
Yep. That's right.
So he's shooting back in the head, and they did. All right. Then we see Stefano, who tells him, you know, you were right for coming to me. He pays him more than Marvin and Rock offered to do their job. And as he walks out the door, to now, this took me out. I ain't even gonna hold you, because I said, this is what you get. This is what you get. That's why I believe in being a loyal person. So he had Giorgio, I believe his name is, be like, yeah, walk him out or something like that. And he don't even walk him out like to the regular street or the front door where there's like, he take him out and it's a backyard. And it's immediately when he sees that there is no exit, it's a wrap.
Soon as he said, hey, you know what? We got a car in the back. You know what I'm saying for you? And happy travels, my friend. Soon as he said that, I knew he was done. I knew it.
And I said, and you a fool. You a fool, but
because
my thing is, you can never think. And in this instance, I gotta be real. If I was Stefano, you can't come and be like, yeah, I was supposed to take you out, but I'm working against these other people and not thinking I got it out for you.
Right. Like, why am I going to pay a snake?
Right.
Right. You supposed to take me out. You flipped on your peoples. You could easily flip on me. Why? You're loose into me. Right. I need to get rid of you, period, and get my money back.
Right, exactly. And we know if one thing Stefano cares about is his damn money.
That's right.
Then we see Kristen, she go to tell Rock about how Kanan set one of the judge up. And she tells her that, you know, it was Kanan and he definitely wanted you to know. And so Rock said, well, don't repeat that to anybody else. And Kirsten said, I just want to be done with all this shit. I am not built like this. I'm a little lily, you know, unseasoned woman from, you know, in the good part of Manhattan. And I ain't used to nothing like this. Okay.
Good part of Manhattan. Okay.
Good part. I ain't from no Bronx. I ain't from no Brooklyn. I'm from a good part of the New York.
Kitchen. From Hell's Kitchen.
Okay.
Soho.
Hell's Kitchen. Was it? She's in Chelsea. All right.
Chelsea. 54th Street next to Carnegie Hall. Okay.
And so Rock warns her, well, if you say anything, then you know I'm gonna have to do something to you that can't be undone.
Yeah.
And so, okay, yeah. Hold on. What did I miss?
What did I miss?
Something about somebody went out to the car and they waiting for him to tell him wishes him safe travels.
That was Stefano telling Memph hits.
Oh, okay. I got my notes and stuff.
Yeah, you good. You passed that.
Okay, thank you. So then we move on to Kanan going to confront Taz about being short. Taz tells him, you know, you can't see that Breeze is playing both of us and to see who comes out on top. And Taz knows that, you know, I know you're here to try to put me in line, and says, so what, you know, what you plan to do? And then he said, you know, because all you good at doing is sucking Breeze's dick. All right.
Whoa.
It says that, you know, I got it. You got to get somebody else to do your dirty work, like your mama. And he was that Kanan is still on the tip before Kanan punches him in the face and then takes him out and collects his money. And I said, well.
And he got the Ewans, the Patrick Ewing 33 sneakers blood on it. Messed up the 33 Knicks. Shout out to the Knicks.
I was gonna say, I feel like I remember having Ewings.
You might have.
Yeah.
If your daddy loved the Knicks.
A pair of Ewings.
Yes.
When we were deep into the Knicks before we stopped, before they started being terrible.
Now
but they're back now. They're back now.
Now we're champions. Yes,
we're champions. All right. So Marvin and Rock meet with Flossie and Kristen, and Flossie has concerns because they just started this venture and they didn't already had a fatality. So Marvin and Rock both suggest, the guy just blew too much and it's not a big deal. Shit happens. So Flossie is worried about, an investigation being open, and Rock said, the only thing that's going to turn up is that the judge was a junkie and they're going to try to cover that up. And I said, very smart. So Flossie doesn't like that, this is happening to her, and ask if Rock is sure that her product is straight. And so she turns to Kristen and she said, well, you need to go home and, I'm going to give you a few weeks off. And once she leaves, Kristen said, Flossie said that she's worried about her. And Rock admits that, yeah, she a little shaky. Do you want me to handle it? I said,
I loved it though.
Flossie said, you mean you want to kill her?
Yes, we need to. She's a loose end. Sorry. Yeah.
And she said, look, y'all, I ain't got no problem with violence when it's necessary, but I don't know if it calls for all that. Okay. My daddy did some things. He taught me some things, but I don't know if we need to take out.
Sounds so bougie to me. Sounds so, but my daddy told me that if you're going to unalive, then it has to be for a purpose and a reason. I'm like, get your ass out of here, man. You ain't supposed to be in this business.
Right. Yeah, I know, Karima, not the chop shop. We gonna get there.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that. And so basically, then we see Breeze. I did not choose to get any screenshots of this because why? I don't want to see anybody get chopped up. But
you don't want to see. I got the pictures. Hold on. Let me
he got to get the picture. I didn't want to get the picture. It was too much.
Let me see if it was not too much. It was exactly what
was too much for me.
That's why it's a 10. So if you're a real power,
I got this one.
Yeah, that's the end. That's after they chopped it up. No,
yeah, after the fact.
Look, if you're a real Power fan, you understand the meaning behind the chopping up of the bodies. We've seen Tommy do it. We've seen Ghost do it. These are the origins of that right there. This crazy motherfucker Breeze put Kanan on how to chop up a body.
Right. Everybody in the chat said no, vacay. It was net. Look, the people is happy.
The majority of them are what?
Women.
I love y'all, but the majority of them are
not. Dexter talking about it's a bonding exercise.
Exact. Thank you, Dexter. Thank you. Real Power fans know this is the origins of where we see Tommy and Ghost chopping their bodies. This is where they got it from, and I loved it. I was just like, yes.
Okay, so you're saying that they passed this down to Tommy and Ghost?
Yes. This is he taught Kanan how to chop our bodies, how to get rid of the bodies. Because Kanan never did this before. Rock never taught him. Marvin never taught him. Lou never taught him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, this is great.
Okay. So we get them, chopping up the poor boy body, and Kanan is watching, and so Breeze tells him that Rock reached out and they, and how they linked up, and he said that it was Rock that hit their corner actually, but he knows Kanan already knew that. So this is when things got a little sticky for me. Because Kanan said, oh, well, I wasn't sure. And Bree said, oh, don't worry about it. I'm not angry. And I was like, oh, not you kind of putting him on, like, don't play with me like that. Like,
right.
But he wants him to know that, you could tell me what's going on. And so we ain't got to keep secrets. So Kanan responds, okay, motherfucker, that go both ways.
That's right.
He tells Taz that, and he said, because I know Taz wasn't sure. And it was just your way of testing me to see what I would do. So Breeze admits, it was. I did that. We just chopped the whole body together, and I was just testing.
It was a bonding moment, just like
I was like, oh my God. And so Kanan lets him know, you ain't got to test me, not like that, Mike. Okay, because I've graduated now. Before you really start getting into chopping up, and I said, Jesus. Now, then they end up. This is the photo that I got where they end up incinerating what's left of Taz's body. And, Breeze promises Kanan, you're not going to end up like this. Okay. And Kanan said, I'm not worried. I'm aware. All right. And Breeze asks, you ever met your daddy, DEFCON? And Kanan lets him know, no, I never really got to know him or whatever. And so Breeze tells him, well, I did. Because that's my daddy, too.
Wait.
He was with my mom before he was with Rock. I said, what? Plot twist.
Yeah. Oh, not that one. Sorry. There we go.
That's it.
That's the one.
I said like, that is a crazy plot twist.
That was my first reaction. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. But the nigga lying.
Okay, hold on. Well, we know they're not real brothers because we know DEFCON is not Kanan's real dad.
Right.
However, that's when I was like, oh, so now we up here like Marlon and Sean up in, you know what I mean?
Right.
I can't.
Yeah.
Why didn't that's what I'm saying, Dexter? Why didn't he mention DEFCON to Rob?
And that's what I'm saying. Jay is a gem made a point too.
That he was.
Yeah, he wasn't going that way anyway. Remember, they made a claim that Kanan was his son on the street.
Hold on. Breeze makes a good point.
I know, but in this case,
Breeze, I hear you. I'm with you.
What other kids did we know besides this guy popping up saying, "Yeah, I'm his son too"? Come on, man.
Look, Breeze is my type. Maybe because Breeze rhymes with trees. Is that what it is?
Maybe, yeah, Bopsy.
Maybe we're rhyming over here because look, we could have been lied to just like Kanan. You right. I'm
okay.
going with
I get it, but for real,
Jay said, "Ma'am, he's gay."
Come on, exactly. Thank you, Jay. Come on, man. Come on.
Okay, SG coming through. JP was gay. He had a child.
I know y'all gonna put all that together, but guess what? I think that this guy Breeze is a freaking natural born liar. He's just trying to solidify this whole brotherhood thing and lock in. That's what I think.
Well, I will say this. I do think that if he got this information, it was fed to him.
Right.
By the Rice Krispie treat.
The same way that it was fed to Kanan before Kanan found out who his true father was. That's why I'm saying this whole thing is a lie. Your man DEFCON stays up in jail. He stayed up in jail. Why? He up in jail getting his pushed in. Okay? With his lover. Okay? He ain't making no babies.
Okay, all right, y'all. Look, I'm still here with you, Breeze. We're still here. Okay.
Look. Okay. I'll roll with you on this point. It's a possibility. Anything is possible, but I don't think so.
Okay. So then after they leave Flossie's, right? Rock asks Marvin what the hell is going on between them, and does she have some type of crush on him? Because she all googly-eyed every time they talk to each other. And Marvin said, no, we just friends, just like you and her are.
Yeah.
Rock said, well, I just want to know before y'all, get married and open up some bed and breakfast or something. And so she warns Martin, I don't want to find out that you out here having side conversations with Flossie like you did with Stefano. And Marvin said, look, I get it, but I'm going to talk to the hell I want and say what I want to say because I'm a grown-ass man. I love this scene. And so he tells Rock that you need to understand, he tells Rock that she needs to understand, and what he thought she understood was that he was loyal to her this whole time. And he says, Stefano asked me to do side work to stir things up between us. So Marvin hints that Stefano might be gone for good by now and tells her with Lou gone and their mama, they all they got. Okay?
Yep.
And so he tells Rock that, when she says all the stuff to him that she does, it hurts. I said, now you get in touch with the emotions.
He's been in touch with his emotions.
He would not only did he put his foot down, vulnerable.
Yeah.
I mean, Marvin, this episode for me was a 10.
Yes.
He was a 10 for me this episode.
Yes. And that's my favorite character, so that's why the whole thing's a 10. But I'm just saying. I get that. If it wasn't for the whole
brother reveal. Like I said, certain things lost, you know what I mean, took you down points and whatever. But this was solid. This was a
Marvin, again, as we talked about it earlier, real dude, real person. He's authentic. Mm-hmm. And for him to actually speak up for himself now, it took a minute. Then he'd be like, look, when you said those things, it really hurt me. I've been loyal to you. You know what I'm saying? Stefano messed us up. He confused everything, had me doing side deals and made it look like I was trying to take your spot. I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? You my sister. I love you. And that's all we got. So I'm going to need you to stop disrespecting me, B. You know what I'm saying? Like, stand down. You my little sister. I got your back.
Yeah. And so he said, you know, look, I couldn't be there for Lou, but I'm here for you. And that's what I'm supposed to be as your big brother. I'm supposed to protect you. And that's so crazy because I don't think I realized that Martin was older than her because Rock carries herself like I always assumed she was the older sibling because of the way she carries herself.
Right. Yeah. And that's what everybody kind of thought. But, you know, Marvin, to be honest with you, Marvin, if we watched it from the beginning, yeah, he made a lot of stupid mistakes. And that's why Rock had to step up.
Right.
You know what I mean? But now he's like, okay, let me calm the F down. Let me be risen. Let me follow Rock. Let me be respectful. But she got to be respectful to me too.
Right. Agreed.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, y'all, we get down to the Cafe Vu. And Juke tells Marvin that, you know, he got a little piece of delivery and it's specifically for him. Okay. He got a sign for it and everything. All right. Signed, sealed, delivered. It's his. So Marvin signs for it and said, who is it from? The dude said, I'm just a messenger. Let me go on about my unseasoned business. And so Rock comes out and said, you know, what is this about? And then they look inside the box and it's Memph Hit's hat. Okay. And so Marvin tells her, we in trouble.
You in trouble. Look at her face. She like, oh, shit.
And you know, it's so funny because another thing that I thought about while I was watching this, I remember when we started it off, you told me that it was I'm trying to think. You said it was only 8 episodes.
Yes.
This season. So I said, we're already at number 4. I said, they literally, the next 3 episodes is going to be them dodging bullets. Like,
yes, it's about to turn up. Because, you know, okay, so usually Power shows 10 episodes, right? And it's usually the 5th episode when things start to turn up. So now we're at 4, which is the halfway mark. So 5 has to go crazy.
Yeah.
It has to. Yeah.
Well, all I'm going to say, as long as they don't take Rock till episode 8, I'm fine. They can't take her 7. They can't take her 6. They can't take her next week. As long as they don't take her before episode 8, I'm fine. She has to make it to the end.
So why 8? What is your logic behind that? What is the thought pattern behind that?
I don't know because I need them to like just. I gotta hold on to her. Like I'm gonna be honest with you. If they took her out the show, like I probably wouldn't even want to watch it. Like if they take her next week, please understand y'all gonna have a hard time getting the last 3 episodes out of me.
You would watch it. Stop it.
I'd watch it, but I'd be mad. I would be mad. Hey, Gemini.
Wait, hello. Why would you be mad? What up, Gemini? Why would you be mad when you know this is expected?
No, but at the end.
At
the end, it's very like it gives us closure. Thank you, Karima. Yes, all the way to the end. Like I just need.
Well, look, I don't think they're gonna take her out anytime soon because again, she wasn't supposed to be here according to last season. Right. We all thought that she got popped by Kanan. They flipped the script on us, so they might as well keep it to the very end. I'm with you.
Jay says she thought she seen Kanan went to see his mom in Power. I don't know if I remember that.
They didn't show that. He just said that he just came from seeing his.
But we know. But now that we know he's a liar and he's learned to lie from Breeze, I won't believe anything.
Exactly.
Rock and Marv are the matriarchs of the show. Forget Candy, right, Karima? If they take Rock or Marvin, now I understand that Marvin might get locked up or because of Juke and whatever. But like as for closure. I need Rock to be there to the very last episode.
I'm gonna need y'all to keep it 1,000. You are going to watch the rest. If Rock is out next episode or the episode after that, Okay, you're gonna watch the rest. Keep
I'm
it
gonna, but
1,000.
because I'm reviewing it. But please understand, you're gonna be like Treese when we're gonna do the recap, and I'm gonna be.
You weren't reviewing it.
And I'm gonna leave you on red for like 2 days.
You're not. You're not.
I'm gonna be so upset that I don't give you a response.
You're not. You're gonna be like, oh, did you see what happened? Watch. Rock ain't there, but did you see what happened?
I don't know, y'all, but thank y'all so much for joining us for this recap.
Great timing. Good.
We had a wonderful, wonderful time and great timing. I'm here about to get up out of here under an hour, so I hope y'all are proud. Thank you. VACAY, what you got going on your channel this week?
All right, fam. So I just dropped the recap for episode 3 of Tyler Perry's Ruthless. Crazy episode. Definitely check out that recap. Going to do the live tomorrow, the Ruthless Round Table. So definitely come check us out for that. Also, I dropped my first reaction for Raising Kanan, so check that out. And my first reaction to the shop. So check those out, family. You know what to do. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the hype button. You know what it is. We're going to keep this thing moving, man. What's going on your channel?
So tomorrow, don't be surprised. I do believe when Tay Talks is hosting the live for the Polygamist tomorrow. So I will pop up there. Me and Nels will pop up there with her to cover that. But please come over. But you already told me you was busy Wednesday. That's why I didn't bring it up to you.
I got the Ruthless Roundtable Wednesday, but I appreciate it.
Yeah, so and then y'all know there's been no housewives and stuff, so things have been kind of slow this week. So I plan to catch up on my Beyond the Gates. Yes, hold on. Did you send some more, DeMarcus? I'm sorry.
Thank you,
I missed them. Oh, I apologize. My bad. I didn't see them. Thank you for pointing that out, DeMarcus. $2 super chat. Who's more scary, Ronnie or Breeze? You know what? Right now they neck and neck, but I like Ronnie more. And thank you for the additional $2 super chat. Last one said DEFCON equals definitely confused. That was cute. That was cute. And thank you again for the support. But yeah, y'all, Polygamist was awesome. Yes. So y'all make sure you have your notification bells on because I'll be going live with Tay tomorrow. And like I said, stay tuned for the Beyond the Gates recaps, y'all, and catch our Love After Lockup recap that we did yesterday. And yeah, y'all, we just, keeping the thing. It's summertime, so things are getting a little bit slower. Things are going off. Include what? By the end of this month, this will be gone, right? For the most part.
By the end of this month, but then Fightland, shout out to my man Gemini Don. Fightland is coming July 31st. That's 50s boxing crime drama out of bloody Scotland, England. It will be going down. I will be covering that. Okay, let's do it.
DeMarcus, why do you always have to be on the wrong side of history?
Who?
Team Matipa.
Who the
side one, the in Polygamist, the first side girl. Well, not the first side girl, because that was Essie.
Let's get out of here. Good to see you guys. Thank you guys.
I said I ain't gonna do it. But yeah, thank you guys. If you haven't already, make sure that you like, comment, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. Also, make sure you're following us both on all platforms. And yeah, we will catch you for next week. And hopefully Rock will still be here or I'm protesting. Love y'all. Bye-bye.